Okay, I'll cut that first part out. You can do the 3, 2, 1 on the audio. We'll start.
Do you see it like blinking or no? I think we'll shut the frames will shut that. Right?
We'll have to listen for it. Yeah.
Okay. 3, 2. All right.
Here we are.
Back again.
Okay. So yeah, this is our first. Well,
Been a while.
been a while. Yeah.
I've been on hiatus
since the big fight. I think that was the most major event.
Fuck, man. Going back to it, I'm so glad that we were part of the weigh-in and to be part of that spectacle a little bit, eh?
Oh yeah. The press conference for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Now seeing the clips, I'm like, yeah, I was there.
I know, right?
So,
Fucking feels so good.
Dope, man. That was pretty dope.
And just because, like, there's no way we could afford to go to those fights, but, like, be part of that process at least, it feels like you're...
Yeah, to see that happen. Trust me, like 10 years ago, I was telling my kids, yo, when they watch that shit, I'm like, yo, I saw those guys. They came to show.
Fuck, man. But, dude, so where were you watching it? Tell me that. Let's start with that.
I was watching it in Waterloo at a new place. We had a couple of neighbors and shit come over. Yeah, Jack was...
You had a whole little party, eh?
Yeah. We had a little get-together and whatnot.
Did you watch the beginning of the fight card to the end?
No. We were kind of like in and out.
Okay.
So my cousins came over as well. Pratik, Kadeem.
Oh, shit, everyone,
and
eh?
Pratik's little brother was there.
Yeah.
So, like, we're all, like, doing our thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so the party had started, like, we were watching the fight. It was, like, on and off. Like, we were
Yeah.
getting the right connection and shit. And then, because the whole, like, servers were overloaded. So I think we tuned in. It was in the middle of the second fight.
Right.
And so we saw the fight before.
Right.
Like, the third fight, and then the final one.
The one with his guy from his team, right?
What's his name? I forget his name.
But he punched the guy, like, or something, like, it was, like, controversial, right? Something like that?
Yeah, he was a good puncher. Like, you could tell he was throwing some heavy bombs and shit.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't know, be careful. Like, just get on to the next one. Like, let's see what we're all here for you.
I remember I was studying that day, and then I went to the gym.
Yeah.
And then I went to a party quickly, just to say what up, and then I showed up to the last bit of the fight.
Yeah.
I knew the fight didn't start until, like, 11:30.
Of course, yeah.
Right? So... But yeah, there were like 20 guys. So we put the split between, it was $100 for the pay-per-view, so we split 20 people, $5 each.
Where did you watch this?
Freddy's house.
Oh, at Freddy's, okay.
Yeah, so like all these guys came, right? Freddy's cousins, Freddy's boys' cousins, like all of them through, right?
Nice.
So it's great to have like fucking 20 guys all together, crowd around TV.
That's legit. Yeah, man. Yeah, exactly. When you have like a party setting and like, instead of being in a bar, I just didn't want to be at a bar for it. So I'm like, it's just too crowded. I'm like, not having the right view. Everybody's going to be all crazy and shit.
It's better like to have that kind of vibe with everyone that you're like chill with, you're cool with, because you can just talk shit.
Yeah.
And like, like I don't mind being in that crowd too when like a crazy shit, like a crazy knockout happens, everyone goes nuts.
Of course.
But then like still having your boys around, it's pretty good, right?
I can imagine, like how wild people were getting at bar when the decision happened, like the judge stepped in. Fuck, I already saw the end coming though.
Oh, for sure, man.
So I was just I'm like, fuck, this guy's getting gassed. I'm like, I can see it. I'm like, fuck, man. I just saw the end coming.
So like you put a fair amount of money, right? I put 25. I will say on record I put 25 because I was feeling it, but then I'm like, I'm okay with if I lose 25 because my payout would be 100.
Yeah. Doesn't matter. You're taking whatever risk you want to take, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't want to put my losses on record. Yeah. I'm not gonna talk about that.
It's okay, man. There's still wins out there, but
it's okay. People don't need to know my betting record yet.
Honestly, man, that fucking thing was crazy. Like the whole lead up and everything.
So yeah, okay. Let's just go to the fight itself. Like,
sure. Let's get to that. Let's break that down. Let's do a little bigger down.
Okay, before the fight, what was your prediction? Like you wanted McGregor to win? Or
okay,
what was
in my head,
where were you at? Yeah.
My head, I'm like Mayweather's probably gonna get a decision in this. But my head, I'm like, my heart, I'm like, yo, I hope he fucking knocks him out within like the first 3-4 rounds.
Yeah, so you thought that was a possibility in the first 3-4 rounds? Like I was waiting for it to happen. Yeah,
I thought it was just like, okay, the first 3 rounds, this guy might cruise or chill. It'd be like a decision kind of fight where he just counter punches, like for Mayweather on that side. Yeah. But then with McGregor, I thought because he's so weird, he's gonna throw some weird angles and shit like that. He's a bigger guy.
I thought he could catch him. I thought he was
maybe too.
Catch him with something.
He didn't get him a couple times, right?
But not even enough to shake him. And Mayweather just looked too clean after the fight, man. There's nothing.
Pretty boy Floyd, right? Oh, so the first 3 rounds, let's just start with that. Let's talk about the first 3 rounds because I think that's the biggest thing that people have a huge debate over. You gave the first 3 rounds for sure to McGregor, right?
100%. Yeah. Okay.
Do you think he earned those rounds, or do you think Mayweather was just giving those rounds to him? Now that's why I want to talk about this.
Maybe he did. So like that's part of his strategy.
Exactly.
Was to wait him out. It doesn't matter. So like, if it got to the point where it was a decision, so Mayweather still would have had to pay for those rounds, essentially, right? Sure. Like if it got to that point, but the point in Mayweather's head, it wasn't going to go that far. He didn't even want to take it to 10 rounds.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
He was saying his side was thinking 6 or 7.
Yeah.
I don't think he was worried about losing those rounds because that was part of the strategy. He wasn't trying to go to the decision anyways.
No,
so
for sure.
yeah, did he give him those rounds? Maybe.
Yeah.
But did McGregor earn them? Yeah, because he was more aggressive. Like, of course, so he did earn them. Like,
yeah. I mean, at the top of some of the belts, he would just run from one side to the right to the middle, just get right back into it.
Yeah.
Reduce, like, I think he was trying to reduce the space and like get, like, you know what I mean? His timing, right? Mayweather couldn't like read it.
It still doesn't tell me that Mayweather's a better fighter. It tells me he's a better boxer, yes, and it's a boxing IQ.
Sure.
That's the reason he won that fight.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
Well, let's go beyond the third round. Let's see what happens in the fourth, fifth, sixth round. What did you see and what do you think at that point? I think that's where, like, I can see the fight breaking down to 3 segments. Like, the first 3 rounds, for sure I gave it to McGregor. Yeah. Whether or not we think Mayweather let him close or not. But then 4, 5, 6, where do you think that you see that? How that played out?
Like, again, like boxing IQ, like that's where it's starting to show where when McGregor was getting tired, like he didn't know how to time up properly, and he just ended up so he was wasting energy getting around his back and like holding him and fighting still like when he was clinched, so ineffective shots, but he's like still throwing away energy, right? And Mayweather's like again,
it was even a little bit like Hammer Fist too, a couple times, and like I remember you got a.
And I think it's all like reaction, so he got stopped a couple times. I'm like, okay, whatever, like that little bit was expected. Like I'm like, I just hope he doesn't get called on like or disqualified for something stupid like that. Yeah, because it's like not the back of the head, but you can punch the side, so it's like it's hard. Like when you're just swinging, like to make sure you're not hitting the head back and you are just hitting the side. But that he started getting gas, and I'm like, fuck, like. And they talked about it after, even like some of the people interviewing and stuff, and they were like, he didn't know how to time up properly to conserve his energy, like when he needed that, like to pace himself.
Yeah.
But with McGregor, like what he was talking about in his post-fight press conference, he was saying he's like in training he gets gas too because he knew it was a longer fight than
he had a little bit of dips, right?
Yeah, but he's like it's when I can't see when I'm lost in the middle rounds is like like I just don't have any of the gas, but when I see the finish line, I get that second win. So he's like if they let me finish that round, like that's I would have had a chance, right? That's what I was waiting for.
Fair enough.
But anyways, at the end of the day, like I think it was still the right call. Like the ref, man, he wasn't defending himself. Like it's hard to let that keep going.
Oh, for sure. I think
he did get beat, and he was a good sport about it. Like the way it all happened. Like
so, you're happy? You think that was a fair?
It was
decision?
A good fight, good competition.
Are you happy that he waved it off instead of letting him get pounded out?
What do you mean?
Like so, the ref stopped it, right?
I think it was the right call to stop it. I think it was the right call to stop it, and I got more respect for Mayweather now. I got to like actually see him in action. Like I don't know. I never actually studied boxing or anything before, but to see him and how he picked apart like a good fighter like this, like I respect to him, bro. Like I can't say anything about that.
100%. My 2 takeaways are like going to this fight. People were saying, he has a puncher's chance, right? Like anyone has a puncher's chance. The sport, they're kind of similar. But what I really saw was 2 differences. So with MMA, I noticed that like a lot of these guys, and McGregor talks about this too, it's more of an anaerobic sport. You're doing like you do hit training, right? Like really going hard and then slowing down. Play hard, slowing down. Boxing is pure like, I mean, there is some like bit of like strength in it, but it's more cardiovascular, right? And you can see why, right? Like when we see McGregor owning his championship fights are 25 minutes in total, 5 rounds, 5 minutes, right?
Yeah.
But boxing, 3-minute rounds, right? Or 12, depending, right?
Yeah.
He's at 25 minutes. This is a like deep water for him he's never entered before, right?
Exactly.
And like that's where we see the difference of the 2 sports, where like it's more cardiovascular versus more anaerobic, because you're defending takedowns, right?
Like, his whole camp was like, okay, in defending takedowns, like that's less shit he had to worry about. So I'm like, okay, that's good. Like he doesn't have to worry about legs or takedowns coming at him. So I'm like, okay, he can focus on the striking
for sure,
protect himself. But it was the gas that he ran out of. It wasn't like he couldn't block him, but it was the gas. Like, it surprised me because the camp, all they were talking about is like, we're ready for 12 rounds of action, like nonstop.
Well, that's hype though, right?
But I'm like, maybe they were, and then maybe I think what's it called? This is where Mayweather won the mental fight. That like he got him swinging heavy in the first couple of rounds and got him gas. Like he didn't stick to his pace or whatever he was supposed to, right? And maybe had he stuck it out, he was probably going for those first 4 round knockouts, right?
Yeah.
And man, it just he got like he lost. Like,
for sure.
And he lost in a good way. Like it was good competition. I was happy to see the fight go down like that. Honestly, some bullshit. I'm happy to see that happen.
Right.
I'm all for good competition, right?
Like with Mayweather fights, like watching his old ones like Pacquiao, Berto, and whatever. man, there were such fucking long, tedious fights. Like, I appreciate his craft of him, like, defending, you know what I mean? Having the shoulder there to block and, like, just him picking his shots and things like that.
Yeah.
But this one, he fucking went after him. He literally went after him for the knockout, right? And that was something I never seen Mayweather do in so many, like, I don't know, the last time he's done that kind of that aggression.
Yeah.
That's when I, like, you know what I mean? That's why I like that fight. It was just back and forth. And, you know, at the end of the day, like, it's amazing, right? Like, you know, back in the day, like, I'm talking about, like, 10 years ago with, like, Rich Franklin, Tito Ortiz, Chuck Liddell, when they were running the UFC.
Yeah.
Boxing was shedding on MMA so much, and you would never think this thing would come together.
Right.
But look at it now, how crazy this has happened now.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm thinking too. Like, I think this fight, like, Mayweather retires, congrats, 50-0. We can talk about that in a second too. But on top of that, do you think this is the one time we're gonna have these kind of like fucking spectacles where
super fights?
Essentially, yeah, crossover fights.
The fact that it's happened now, it's opened the gate for anything to happen in the future. Like,
fuck yeah,
it's just a matter of like people calling each other out and building that same hype and making the people want it. Because I think that's where this started. Like,
yes, exactly.
Conor was just a loudmouth, and he got the people wanting it, and then he put it out there, and the demand for the people, like, I guess I can only imagine how many people wrote to Showtime or like reached out or on Twitter that, like, I don't know how long it would needed to have been trending where Showtime's like, okay, we can sell this.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, it went for the people and then worked its way up to the top, right?
Yeah. I remember back in the day too, like, Anderson Silva wanted to fight Roy Jones, Nick Diaz wanted to get into boxing too.
Anderson Silva wanted to fight Roy Jones?
Yeah, Roy Jones Jr.
What? Are
Are
they even like, okay, is Roy Jones still all there? Like,
no, that time not really, right? Like, this one Anderson Silva was at the top.
Way too late. Yeah,
that's when Anderson Silva was at the top, right? He was just fucking wrecking middleweights and light heavyweights too. Right?
Yeah, so okay, he's looking like for the next challenge and shit.
Well, that was like maybe 5-10 years ago, like that
during
time.
His era.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah.
And then, like, that's what I'm hoping, man. Like, fuck, with this shit happening, I'm hoping that the Diaz brothers, like, yo, fuck the UFC. They're just gonna go to boxing because I wouldn't mind them just fucking knocking people out and shit like that. There's other people who are potentially like.
But that's what just Mayweather just showed here is that, like, you can't just step into another discipline like that. Like, they are superstars in their own discipline. They don't need to step over and do anything else. I think I'm actually looking forward to seeing them back in the UFC doing what they do. Especially for sure. Like McGregor and all that. Like, I want to see him actually pounce people, yo.
Well, I'm hoping he learns what he like. That's
pounding heads off the canvas, yo. That's best. I want to see that shit.
So, like, I'm hoping now he addresses like the cardio issues in future fights. On top of that, too, he's a power puncher. But like Mayweather ate his shots like they were nothing. But I guess in the UFC, they're just. But it wasn't.
I don't know.
Like
Mayweather being good. Yeah, good at what he does, and looking forward to seeing the UFC back at. I want to see the UFC doing UFC fighting, man. Like, there's a reason I never watched boxing in the first place. Like, when UFC came around, like, I watched a heavy, like, during, the Leo Machida.
That time, Rashad Evans, Rampage Action.
I feel like that was, like, an epic era of UFC, man.
That was,
man. Follow it, like,
heavy. George Pierre, BJ Penn.
Oh, yeah, fuck.
Those guys? Yeah.
So, GSP's coming back, right?
Yeah.
GSP's coming back.
They're advertising it, wasn't it? During the fights, they were advertising it.
Were they?
Yeah.
So it's legit. So GSP's fighting at a heavier weight class now, right?
Middleweight. Yeah.
Middleweight? Is that 185, 170?
185. Yeah.
It's Bisping, eh? So when is this happening? Do you know?
Let's pull this up. Actually, we're gonna be my old man Jamie right now.
Yeah.
I think it's
Shout out JRE. We need ourselves a JV.
But I think it's gonna be a November card, and this is. I'm gonna read this fight out to you too. This is actually a good time to like review this shit as well because this November card is the big one. It's usually for 217. I think it was UFC 217. It's in Madison Square Garden in New York.
Yeah.
Last year, I think there was like 3 title fights.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, was Michelle Rodriguez come back to fight or what? It's not Michelle Rodriguez. Sorry, what the fuck is her name?
Ronda Rousey or Michelle Watterson?
Nah, man, the girl.
Joanna Jędrzejczyk?
Nah.
Who?
The girl who beat the fuck out of Ronda Rousey.
Amanda Nunes.
Yeah, Amanda Nunes. I used to call her Michelle Rodriguez.
Okay, so let's pull this back in. So, all right, this is a pretty big one coming up. This is
the fight card. Let's see that.
Okay, so I'm gonna read it out to you. So September 9th, this is the next Saturday card. Demetrius Johnson versus Ray Borg. This is like 125 flyweight division.
Yeah.
It's not really.
I know about Demetrius Johnson. He's a champ apparently. But
man, he's almost like doing 10 title defenses. That's crazy, man.
He gets no hype apparently, and that's I don't know, him and Tyrone Woodley.
Yeah.
The whole racist shit, right?
Yeah. Amanda Nunes is fighting Valentina Shevchenko. That's the girl who fucked up.
That was supposed to fight. That was supposed to happen.
Yeah,
the last one with the Romero and thing.
Yeah.
When they fought with Whitaker.
Actually, another big fight too. This is pretty good. Neil Magny versus Rafael Dos Anjos. You know, RDA. He had the title before Eddie Alvarez, who lost to McGregor.
Oh yeah.
McGregor was supposed to fight RDA, but he got injured. McGregor dressed up like El Chapo and fucking like went off on him and
Yeah. That's fucked.
There's also the starting fight to the featherweight fight is Jeremy Steven versus Gilbert Melendez. Gilbert Melendez.
I don't know these guys. I'm gonna have to watch it again.
Melendez trains with the Diaz brothers.
Okay.
He runs in that group. So, but then let's just go to that one you were talking about.
So I was asking the date. So when is this in November?
It's November. Give me a sec. This is November 4th. Okay, so check this out. This is fucking a crazy card. Okay, so Michael Bisping versus George St. Pierre for the UFC middleweight title.
Yeah.
Next, Cody Garbrandt versus TJ Dillashaw for the bantamweight title.
Yeah, I heard those names. Those guys are apparently good fighters.
Next, this is a fucking crazy fight too. Welterweight, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson versus Jorge Masvidal. That's a fucking good fight.
I don't know Masvidal, but I remember Thompson versus
Woodley.
Woodley, right? That was the one. Yeah.
Masvidal is that guy that he was back in Miami. Remember when Kimbo Slice did those fight videos?
Yeah.
He was in that.
He was one of the fighters there?
Yeah.
So he's actually legit?
Yeah, he's fucking, he wrecks mans too. Ricardo Rome, I don't know these guys. Johnny Hendricks is on this card too. Yeah, man, it's not bad. Patrick Cummings, I heard of that name before. This is a pretty good fight card. I still think it's piecing together. So
actually, you know what I haven't seen, but I hear is getting better fighters. Bellator.
Yeah,
a lot of the good UFC guys are going over there.
Well, like the ones are like kind of like washed up. Yeah.
Okay, with Rory McDonald.
Yeah.
Okay, I hear a lot of good shit about him. He's not washed up, bro. There's a lot of good fighters out there.
He's not getting paid enough. Benson Henderson. He used to be also like the UFC like lightweight champion.
Yeah.
And then he went over to Bellator because it was just because of sponsorship issues, right? Because they're not getting paid enough, right?
Yeah. So like now the fact is that UFC is not a monopoly anymore. It's not the UFC is not the only one providing this platform.
Yeah.
So it's good. Like it's gonna drive up
competition, right?
Yeah, competition is good, man. If Bellator is an option for fighters, then they can negotiate, right?
100%. Like I think there's some other good fights coming up too, man. Like there's like some fight card passes. Like, do you know Tony Ferguson? You know,
I've heard him.
Yeah, he's like the lightweight interim champion or something like that. But they're fighting for that. And Kevin Lee, he's like an upcoming guy. There's some like pretty good cards, man. Like I think UFC's what the thing is, like they should build off this McGregor thing and just continue forward, right?
Mm-hmm.
And see where it goes. Like, I mean, because McGregor's not gonna be in this game any longer, so they need some new stars, new blood, people coming in, like running the game, right?
I don't know, man.
Ronda Rousey's never coming back, man. Like 100%.
Oh, she's done.
Yeah.
She
should just go to WWE. No, I'm serious, man. Like
she could, but like
she was with The Rock that one time in WrestleMania. She came as like a guest.
Who knows what she wants to do with her career, man?
But she
can still be a trainer. She can still be a coach. She can still bring in new fighters. Like they have this skill, right? Like so, how much of that can you transfer on to like new and upcoming fighters?
Yeah.
To be a coach, you'll never need to take another hit in your life. Like because you have this name, because you've won championships, you can run like a chain of gyms. Like
no, not right.
You don't have to be friggin'. I don't know. I feel like WWE is like when you're really washed up and you need some like you're strapped for cash. Like I don't know.
I think McGregor. If I were McGregor, I would do like some Brock Lesnar shit where I would show up part time here and there, fucking do some couple here or there matches,
some stunts and shit.
Yeah, and then fucking call it a day, get paid like a mil. Like they get paid really well, eh?
I don't know, man. Yeah, they could. Like I guess The Rock gets paid a lot for his appearances back to WWE.
I mean, same with the Brock Lesnar too, right? Like just coming in, right?
Yeah, true.
And then I heard John Jones, by the way.
How much? Yeah, well, if you're gonna sell tickets, of course, but like
Wolf tickets.
Yeah.
You heard about John Jones?
Yeah. Oh, fuck. Okay, so I didn't actually hear it's like the... Okay, so I heard the initial announcement that he got tested positive for a drug test that they took after the weigh-ins and before the fight.
Yes.
Is that accurate?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. I don't know anything after that. So what do they actually do to him?
So I think they popped him for Transandal or something. I don't know, whatever, right? So they have a urine sample, right? They have the A sample, right?
It is some type of a steroid, yeah?
Yeah, in some sense, right?
Or banned substance.
It's an old school one, I think, apparently.
Yeah, some sort of banned substance.
Correct, right? So then he did the A sample, urine sample, right?
Okay.
He failed that. So they did a blood sample, he's clear. But blood sample may not pick up the steroid, right?
Got it.
So they're still waiting for the B urine sample.
Okay.
But like, yo, man, if I was Cormier, I'd fucking be so pissed. Would you not be? Like, that's just a roller coaster of emotions where you're just...
He was on vacation, like, apparently with his family when he got the call from
in Hawaii, bro. Like,
yeah.
And,
was that the camera that stopped? Or just out a window?
I think it's window, yeah.
Okay. But yeah, he's like, can you imagine, like, you just thought, like, okay, I'm just gonna chill. I don't want to try to forget about this fight, try to move on with my life. And then you get this call, like, he failed the drug test.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, am I still a champ? Am I not? Like, I don't know, man. So okay, have they made a decision as to what to do with him yet, or are they still waiting on results or something? Or
they're basically
made any announcements?
They haven't. I don't think so. UFC hasn't stripped anyone of the championship because I think they're just waiting to hear a confirmed thing that yes, this guy did X and Y. You know what I mean? So.
But the fact is, if it was in his blood, it was there. Like that's.
It wasn't in his blood. He was negative on the blood, but it was in his urine.
Okay. Regardless, how did it get there?
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's kind of weird and shit. Like, people saying, like, he got framed, he got some conspiracy shit. I don't know, right? But, like, I think John Jones, like, oh, man, it's kind of sad, eh? I wonder if he's been doing shit for a while. Until, like, because, you know, I always think this, too. Like, UFC, the reason why people are getting popped up more because they signed up with USADA, right? It's a United States anti-doping agency, whatever. Yeah. So, like, I'm pretty sure those guys in the day, like Rampage, all those guys, I'm not saying they all did it, but they must have
probably got away with a lot more.
Yeah.
And I know, like, okay, you see, like, Dan Henderson and Chael Sonnen fighting, like, you know, they're on, like, testosterone boosters. Like, these guys are, like, just, like, older guys. Like, they definitely can't keep up. Like,
you remember when Vitor, when he was on TRT? Vitor Belfort.
Yeah.
And he was on TRT, he fucking roundhouse, like, wheel kicked a guy, knocked him out.
No shit.
I
remember that fight. Like, but no, you can see, like, he's old as fuck, too, but he's been jacked, like...
Yeah, but, like, when he was on the TRT, you can tell the difference.
Yeah.
There's, like, a before and after.
Juice, right?
That's why I like Bellator, because, some of these guys are not getting... They don't have USADA running that shit, so why don't you let these guys get popped up on, like... So,
yeah, see, that's an argument for sport as well, is that, like, let them do it.
Yeah, whatever.
Like, that just makes for better competition. You just get these monsters in a fucking cage and let them fucking roid out.
Could you imagine Brock Lesnar being on something and like fucking I don't know?
Let fucking Brock Lesnar be like, yo, John Jones and Brock Lesnar, no rules, go. Yo, could you fucking watch that?
Yeah, 100%, man.
Yeah, like who wouldn't watch that?
Yo,
to see Brock Lesnar and like to be like, no rules. Yeah, can I? You're not gonna test me.
Yeah.
Yo, just imagine Brock Lesnar coming in like the fucking Bane, bro, like pumping veins, like. Just like you can see like the blood flowing through his green veins. Like,
oh man, this guy said Bane.
Imagine. And then who's John Jones when he comes in and he's gonna be a little like fucking
huge.
He's gonna look like Rampage, bro. He's gonna look like fucking Rampage.
No, he's gonna look bigger than that, man.
He's gonna look like Rampage fucking possessed him and shit. Yo, you're coming in the ring.
Oh man, honestly, man, some crazy shit. But yo, like
Rampage and fucking Rashad reincarnate.
They're like their little love child.
Yeah, that'll be John Jones on steroids. Yeah.
Oh man, honestly, man, that shit's funny. Like I would watch that shit for sure. I think the only way that would fly would be in Bellator.
But does that make the sport better?
I don't know, man. Like obviously, like in terms of mainstream and like regulations, and people
there's like the purists, right? Yeah. Like they try to keep it like I don't know. Maybe there's a place for each. So like you have your natural champs and you have your
unnatural champs.
Give them a platform to do. What the fuck they want to do, yo?
Because I 100% would love to see Vitor back on TRT.
Yeah.
Because he was just a fucking wild man. Like, his first few rounds.
Because then you could get, guys like in their 40s. You can just get them like on the same hormone levels as the 20-year-olds.
What do you think of the health perspective, though? Like, do you think that's safe for them to do that at that age and continue onwards? As like, do you think there would be like long-term health benefits? Or like, sorry, detriments?
Pretty sure, yes.
Yeah.
That's not a natural thing for your body.
Yeah.
But like, no, like, is this? We're not promoting it.
Yeah.
But if
you're gonna do it, you do it, man.
Give them a platform to do it. Yeah, like okay, so when we make decisions to be like, no, you should never do this. Like some people just maybe they'll do it on their day to day. Like they'll just do it at like smaller levels because they just they do train, they do whatever.
Well, I mean, legitimately, some guys need the TRT like testosterone. There are guys who need that like extra synthetic substance, right? Because they don't naturally have it anymore, not producing as much, right?
Right.
I mean, if honestly, like with the Bellator thing, I would just let them. Like, if you want to go do it, you go do it. You don't have to, right? Some guys will do it, some won't, right?
No, because then it becomes the guys that don't want. Like you're like, yo, I'm competing. I don't want to.
Like George St. Pierre, he never does that
like,
shit.
I don't want to do steroids, but now like 90% of my competition is like I might be the strongest natural guy, but I'm like now number 12 on the list because I'm not on roids. Now, like I don't have a fair competing advantage. Like either I just stop competing because now it's not worth it for me, or like I do roids.
Okay, but
you know what I mean? Like to get on the same level. So like I guess that's like why. Like say somebody like GSP, if you put him in Bellator and now he can't compete because everybody's kicking his ass, right? Like, is that worth it? Are you gonna have fighters like GSP still stick around or no?
No, fair enough.
Right? Like, like.
Well, do you think it would be like a baseball thing where like baseball, these guys like for example like Roger Clemens, like those guys.
Yeah. So like, okay, the whole thing about the race. Yeah. If I did a false start in a race, or do you take away my win? Am I disqualified or no? Like the point is, it's like everybody else has said okay to follow these set of rules. You also said okay, and that's why you're in this fair competition with somebody.
You signed the contract,
and
right?
then you're like, no, I'll just do this extra thing that like nobody else is allowed to do. It is an unfair advantage. So if everybody else had known that you're going to do this thing, they might have done the same thing as well. You might not have won that. So yeah, you don't really you don't deserve that. You don't earn that. You haven't.
Do you think like also I think like it's like a Lance Armstrong thing too? Like, man, everyone's writing on the story that he was a guy, a cancer survivor. He fucking won the Tour de France and everything, and then they realized he did all this shit.
Yeah.
I mean, do you not rate the guy still, or you still? I still give him credit for what he did.
For sure. Yeah. Like good for whatever he did, but like just be like, yo, I need to take the testosterone because like I'm like this is what it is. Like, why put up a fake front? You know, like,
well, I mean, he couldn't say that during the competition, otherwise he would be in there.
Yeah, but it's just it's dishonest.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what else to compare this to. Like, how do you?
It's a hard thing, right? I think this is the problem with.
He still won the Tour de France.
Yeah,
he won it on steroids. That's cool, but like that just needs to be said.
Yeah,
like, you can't say like, "Yo, this guy won it. He's a cancer survivor. Let's just forget about this other little thing." No, like that's just part of the facts. That's okay. Like he did win it on this. Okay, like this was his record time. Buddy with XYZ in his system did it in X like this time, and then like he just can't be rated along with the guys who
were clean as fuck, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
Like you're just not.
And it's hard to say. Like you know that.
Like there's an asterisk. Besides your accomplishments now.
For sure.
Like you have to. That has to be put in the print. Like whether fine print.
You know what this is the equivalent of?
But it has to be put in, right? Like
this is the equivalent of rap. You know what it is? It's like Drake. Drake. I used to think he was like a fucking top lyricist. But then when he got popped for hearing the fact that he had ghostwriters, you remember that, right?
Yeah.
That puts an asterisk on his legacy, right? So now when I hear these lists of like all-time best lyricists, he's not on there, or he wouldn't be as top.
I've said this from time, man. It's that like you call him what you want, but like it's fine. Maybe he's not a lyricist, but he's an entertainer. He's an artist.
Yeah,
whatever source. Like,
but we're just talking about like that purest lane, right? Right.
But then do you count people that don't produce their own beats? Like the beats is his own thing. So like now within the art form, like now you separated the writing of the lyrics versus the vocalizing of the lyrics.
Yeah.
Right. Like so he is a performer of that. Like so even when people have bands, like the lead performer gets all the juice, right? Like gets all the fucking.
The clout, essentially, right? Like,
he
attention.
Gets all the hype, but like, you might have a different songwriter. Like, the guitarist might be the songwriter. Like, it's not necessarily that guy. The lead singer is the songwriter, but like, it's the same thing. Like, it's just except you don't see Drake's band.
Yeah, they're all fucking in the back of the sweatshop.
He hires a different producer for whatever beat, and like, he gets his own whatever. I think just. Yeah, you don't need to, because is Dr. Dre, like, he never wrote any of his shit.
No, for sure.
Or very little.
I mean, he produced this shit.
He's a producer, exactly, but that's what he does.
Yeah.
Right?
You probably got Eminem to do that shit for him while he 8 Mile on the trail of trash.
I never realized it until one of my buddies showed me. He's like...
Oh, you told me that, yeah.
Well, I think it's Still Dre.
Yeah.
That Still Dre, or Forgot About Dre, that like...
It was another guy.
It was written by Jay-Z.
Yeah.
And you can hear Jay-Z's, like, rap style in there. And then a different track when he's on with Eminem, you can hear Eminem's rap style in there. But okay, Dre's shit now because people roll for him. Not necessarily, but why is Drake automatically like, wow? Like,
yeah. I don't know. Like with all these things, like the asterisks and everything, you're right. Like you still don't discredit like what they've done.
Yeah.
But you also kind of like take a second. You take an extra second.
It's not what you thought it was.
Yeah.
Because I guess before rap was like, all right, these guys write their own lyrics. Like this is what rappers do. But so now he's just because even before rappers weren't allowed to sing.
Yeah.
But now he sings.
Yeah.
And now like, oh, what is a rapper? It's just he's an artist. He's a performer, entertainer, whatever. But like,
I don't know. But even like with sports and stuff, like the UFC, it's like such a new sport. I mean, it's been around for a bit, but like I wouldn't say even hit the 50-year mark, right? NBA or 40-year.
I want to say it's like around like 91 or something. Like
yes, right. Yeah. Like it's still fresh, dude. It's within 30 years, right? So at the end of the day, like they're still like trying to figure things out. And the sport's evolving as well too. It's good they got some mainstream attention. Like, honestly, when they think of MMA, what's the first thing? UFC, right?
Yeah.
But you're right. I 100% agree that there should be another thing like Bellator to allow these guys just to fucking roid up and do the fuck they want and knock people out, man. I pay to watch that shit, like, 100%.
People fucking would, man. People like seeing a good fucking freak show.
Exactly, man. It's a spectacle. Just like the Conor McGregor and, like, Mayweather thing.
And then, like, whether it should be allowed or not, is it good for their health? whose decision is it ultimately?
They need some regulation. They gotta get some regulation for sure. Like they need not like too much of like the steroid thing, but more of like having doctors and everyone ready, right?
Yeah.
Because once you find someone die in the ring, like I'm waiting for that one time for someone to, you know.
I don't think it's ever happened in the history of the UFC, has it?
I think outside of like I'm not saying they competed or anything.
No.
But like I'm saying dying within the ring, no, I haven't heard that yet.
Like what do you mean like outside the ring? Dying because of like
other stuff, whatever.
Substance abuse type of thing?
I mean, there was a fighter that used to be on Brock Lesnar's camp, Tim Hague. He died in a boxing fight after.
Oh, like just like over a concussion or something like that? Like
too much brain damage. Yeah.
Well, you remember like Chris Benoit?
Oh, yeah.
Like that's a side of like, so other, like that is a direct.
It was
steroids.
Plus, remember he always did that shit where he just headbutted off the top rope?
Yeah, it's brain damage essentially, right? Yeah. Like, and on top of that,
well, now they have the wellness program, right?
Where's WWE been since then? Like, they're still doing all their shit.
No. I think now they have like the wellness program now. I'm sure like it's like a thing with Eddie. When Eddie Guerrero died and like Benoit, they were pretty close, right? With the vets.
Yeah.
So they started doing a wellness program more to like kind of prevent.
Like to help their athletes or whatever.
So, but I'm pretty sure a lot of these guys, like Batista, man, like he was so ripped back in the day.
I think he got out for good reason. He's doing well acting and shit now.
100%. He's smart. He played it smart.
Yeah, he's like, yo, fuck the brain damage, bro. I want to be able to talk in 10 years.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, he was old coming in anyways. He was like 30 something. But anyways, and it's interesting, man. I want to see this shit happen, and I would love to see later on people go into that kind of thing because I would pay to watch that shit. Even like with crossover fights, you're right. Maybe like I'd rather see like the UFC stuff, but maybe the once in a while we need not like another Conor McGregor, but another new star, right? To kind of have that catapult level.
What other here's the thing, like, is there going to be another disciplined fighter that's going to be willing to step in an octagon, or you think it's going to have to be an MMA fighter trying to go challenge another discipline?
I don't think any boxer would have any sane mind to go into the octagon. You can just get taken down and elbowed.
Right, but so like now, why would another MMA fighter go to the boxing ring?
If they started boxing to begin with, because McGregor did start boxing to begin with, right? Then
so like he had amateur fights or whatever, but like McGregor aside, like why would anybody else do that?
Money.
And who's going to be able to draw that? Like, you have to
have some hype and following.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think it's going to have to do the same thing again. Like, people are
okay, let's put this out there. If I got paid $1 million, just do boxing specifically, right? Not worry about takedowns, elbows, kicks, all that shit. And I'm paying, like, I maybe get, like, $100,000, $200,000, right? $1 million versus that, right? Like, I 100% take the $1 million. Like, if you think about it, the paycheck is not only split with yourself. You're paying to fight your camp.
No, but you're just, like, I mean, you're taking for granted that it's just there. Like, this $1 million is just waiting. Like,
no, for sure.
It's not like that easy. Like, it's not just gonna happen. Like, and who's gonna?
You have to build your way up.
That fight in. You need guys like Conor McGregor. You need characters like that. And I don't know if those guys are around. And who cares? I don't care about anybody else in boxing. Who else do I want to see?
Does Triple G and Canelo? Would you not care about that?
Okay, fine. Yeah. See, but like it's like with Mayweather, like he plays the villain good, right? Like people want to see him lose, and you got like McGregor coming in like a fucking hero to the people.
The Great White Hope.
Yeah, Mystic Mac, fucking, and like I don't know, like just the storyline is good, right?
Yeah, for sure. So, it builds itself up, right?
Yeah.
And that's part of the sports thing too, right? It's always that narrative, right? And like, I think that's what's the interesting part about that, right? They did like that narrative, the two characters being built up. They knew what they're doing. I think part of my mind too. I think we're talking about this before.
Everyone gets attached to a good story, man.
Yeah. Well, don't you think half the time they're like laughing behind the scenes about how much money they're making at the end of this?
Well, I don't know how like friendly they are, like, but business partners at the very least, right? Like they know what's up.
Well, he did another smart thing too. If you watched the fight too, he and this is what I was thinking he was going to get into, right? Errol Hawani, you know Hawani, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was hinting at this joke as a thing too, and I think McGregor was kind of hinting at this. He made the deal was between Showtime, UFC, Mayweather promotions, whatever, right? Plus McGregor Sports.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. He's got his own little promotion company now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's smart because like he wants the autonomy and things like that.
Yeah.
Like,
so now he's working with the UFC as a partner versus thing.
Right.
Like, he knows exactly where he's taking his shit, yo. Exactly. Now he's gonna co-promote events and like he'll get fighters in and like maybe he'll bring in the new talent.
Maybe why not, right?
Like he'll be training people in his camp like a different way.
Oscar Del Hoya did the same thing. He was the one who did the blueprint for that. I mean, I'm probably sure there's someone else out there, but the only famous guy I can think of in my mind is Oscar Del Hoya because he has Golden Boy, right?
Oh, is that right?
And that's how he has Canelo under his brand, right?
Okay.
And that's why he's getting that fight with Triple G.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then Mayweather did the same thing, but he did it. I don't know if he did it as successfully as Oscar. Oscar is much more successful, right?
No, I'm not happy to see that kind of stuff because like where you see the athletes actually benefiting from, their work. Because before it was always like, okay, these people that are organizing all this shit, wherein you see the frontline people, like, you know, the athletes, and
they're sacrificing the body and mind,
and they get like, oh yeah, you get a paycheck, you get a fix, you know, well, you get $100,000, like, whereas these guys are making like 20 mil off a fucking session. Like, but no, like, now happy to see the athletes actually, like, you know, seeing ownership in their in these events and all that.
Well, by the way, I want to shout out Young Jeezy.
Yeah.
You know what?
What's Young Jeezy say?
Okay, so check, listen. I was looking on Instagram. My man Young Jeezy, back in the day when he was doing the trap life, you know, what was it, Thug Motivation, and then what? Those days, he's transitioned well, man. I looked at this gram too. I was creeping on that shit, 100%. This guy got fit. He's with Aveeno tequila. You watch it on Entourage. Remember that storyline with Turtle doing that tequila thing with it?
Avion.
Yeah, Avion. There.
Tequila.
Sorry. So that's his tequila thing, right? Because he became like a spokesman or whatever.
Oh, no shit.
And then I saw a video because Mayweather, right? He put a promo with that tequila brand as well.
Yeah, he was wearing the hat, I think, at the post.
Young Jeezy's with her. Look on the gram, man.
Shit.
Yeah, so I'm like, yo, fuck, Young Jeezy, man. He's making some movements too. Some of these rappers are being more smart about their game, right? They realize they're not going to be forever in the rap game because it's a young man's game.
Yeah.
So you got to transition to another level.
Yo, you need that, like the business mindset, yo. The business mindset.
We need to develop that acumen too, man. Fuck.
Yo, I've been thinking on that like for a while, like whether again executing and like actually making shit happen and getting that experience through that is a whole different story, but. Yeah, man. To think about it and to see these opportunities is there, like it's. It's huge. It opens up a whole other world, like
100%.
Get business done.
Man, I'm just happy for Young Jeezy, man, because like I fuck with his music a lot, man. I just love his trap life. He was a G with everything. Mm-hmm. Still, some of his tracks, man, like he still has some bangers, but to come out with that kind of money, he's pulling in ranking dough.
All these guys are doing their own things, like a bit. Like,
and he got fit too.
Even like I don't know, anybody, bro. I think a lot of these guys, they have a good money manager. They'll know where to like start moving their shit around.
Yeah, man. Because you got to have something when you sit down at the end of the day when you're out of the game, right? You can't.
Most of these guys have their own like recording studios now, so they're getting other artists under them. Like that's just like the basic thing. But then like whether tequila or like other shit, like they get their sponsorships going, right?
Well, they're building their brand essentially, right? And that's amazing, man. So I gotta shut that out, man. Honestly, man, Young Jeezy, man, fuck. If I ever go to the ATL, I just want to go to Magic City. I hope you're there. That strip club.
Yeah. Jeezy's got a strip club too?
No, I think he hits out that spot. That's a big famous one.
Oh yeah.
I think it was something that's thinking this story about.
Did you see the name of Thing's spot?
Mayweather spot? Girls Collection.